Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course. As you can see from the title of this video, we are going to take a look back at Mimosas with Melody when it was first introduced to us viewers of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I have had fun getting this video together, getting the sound bites and the visuals. After we go over this scene, we're also going to take a look at the reunion. What's always so important and beneficial about a reunion episode to a season of a reality TV show is that we see the cast discussing things that happened throughout the season, and we get where they get to pose their questions to each other. They get to clarify anything, and it's going to be very significant. So we have that soundbite, that visual from the season 1 reunion where they discuss Mimosas with Melody. There was definitely some pettiness at the reunion. Then we also have Melody Cherie herself talking about some of the wonderful feedback that she gets from the attendees of Mimosas with Melody. So now, before we get into all of these wonderful things, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video. You hear us content creators asking for that all the time. The reason why is because hitting the like button stimulates the video, meaning that YouTube will recommend this video to more people who enjoy discussing Love and Marriage Huntsville. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. I would love to have you. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and get into this first soundbite, and then I will come back with my commentary. And definitely the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on these soundbites are allowed. All right, here we go.
Today, since I've been so transparent about what I've experienced in my marriage, so many women started reaching out to me and wanted advice. So now I realize that I'm the voice of women who've gone through infidelity in their marriages. I'm here to surprise Melody and give her my support. It's a pretty good turnout. I'm kind of surprised there's that many people here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Melody as Hope.
Hey! Oh my goodness! Hey! The purpose of Mimosas with Melody, as you guys know, there are so many women who need to know that they are not alone. I said I can have an event to where women can come together. We can share our stories, share our experiences, and pull strength from one another. So what I'm going to do first is allow you all to have a Q&A with Mel. So our first question.
So how do you handle being in the spotlight with your family, your business, just being a mother, an entrepreneur?
For me, I think just staying true to who I am anyway. I think that God has continuously kept me mentally and spiritually through this whole process of everything. So I think I've been handling it pretty good now, you know.
I love the empowerment environment that is going on here, but quite frankly, she seems more open to these strangers than even to us back in the day when we would ask her, is everything okay?
Okay. Now, you know I'm talking about relationships, right? How do you deal with the fact that your husband did what he did? Do you trust him? How do you deal with it?
That was a good question, girl. Thank you.
Because I've been through it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But I'm good.
Okay. So you said you're good. What do you mean when you say you're good?
Oh, don't make me cry.
Oh, I don't want you to cry.
Sorry.
It's okay. While I'm there to encourage and strengthen other women, I don't even think they realize how much they're also pouring into me and how I'm needing their strength as well. Martell and I, everybody in Huntsville knows us. We're doing this, making moves and all of this. And I tried to put on the I'm good. But it wasn't hurting anybody but myself. I was only hurting myself because I wasn't good. I was broken. I was hurt. I was angry. I was trying to understand, Lord, I tried to be the best wife I could be. are no respect of persons. It can hit me, you, all of us.
Sitting in the audience, it's a different side that I see of Mel. It's very surprising to me that she's come to terms enough to be able to talk about it publicly. This is a more vulnerable Mel.
Well, how you doing? I'm good. Thank you for coming. Come on, I haven't seen you in a minute. How you doing? You been doing okay? I've been amazing, honey. How are you? I'm doing good. Thank you. You know what? This is what it's about. People coming together, women coming together. You know, and so thank you for coming. I missed you at the first one. No. I'm here now. It's cool. It's cool.
I'm not surprised that Melody's giving me a little grief for not making her first event because I didn't make the first event. However, Melody didn't exactly reach out to me to come to the first event either. This is such a pretty place.
Thank you. I thought so too. We were going to do it inside. And then as we continue coming out, we were like, oh no, we're going to do this outside. I said, shoot, I might have my next wedding out here, girl. And next week, we're having an open house on the Stag Run properties, and you should come.
Second wedding? And then she changes the subject? Okay, something might not be right. I don't know. I did want to bring to your attention.
Yeah.
I texted a couple times in regards to the comeback group.
Oh, yeah, girl. I wasn't doing comeback group texts.
Yeah, I see. I couldn't really tell if you weren't replying or if I had the wrong number, if your number changed. Or...
Yeah, I saw the number. I have the same number. It comes across my phone. I'm like, oh, okay, delete.
The comeback group clearly hasn't moved on, nor have we dissolved. The hosts are MIA, so we got to kind of figure out what we're doing going forward. Kind of really would like all of us to chat about it.
I think we should. I agree. I think we all should do our own things individually or, however, but not as necessarily an official group, But, we can get together. You're going to come to the open house next week, right?
I'm going to go put it in my phone,
okay,
and I'm going to double check. At the moment, I don't think I have anything.
Okay.
So my answer is yes.
Well, that'll be good.
Yes,
yeah,
I
you should come.
This has been beautiful.
Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying. We're just getting started, girl.
I'm coming back.
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack with that scene. That was wonderful. Definitely cool to check out. If you want to watch the moving pictures, if you will, and not just the stills, that is from season 1, episode 9 of Love and Marriage Huntsville. The name of the episode is Old Dog, New Tricks. And again, that's season 1, episode 9. You can check that out here on YouTube for free on OWN's YouTube channel, of course. So the two ladies on the bottom row that you see, they ask questions. The lady with the wrap, she asks, how do you handle being a wife, a mother, working, and being an entrepreneur? And Melody, she spoke of her spirituality. She said, God helps me take care of it all. He helps me. I get the inner strength, and I have lots of support from my family and friends. And I know that I'm not alone. And then the lady with the braids, she asked, how did you recover? How did you handle your husband doing what he did? And then she told Melody, because I've been through it. And Melody said, oh, you have been through it? She goes, yes, and I'm good. And Melody said, well, define being good. And the lady said, well, don't make me cry. And Melody actually left the stage and went over to the lady with the braids and comforted her, and Melody talked about how, because she shared her story of her husband betraying her, she encouraged so many women, and they reached out to her, that was what birthed Mimosas with Melody. And I think that it is a great environment. And that it is because Kimmy was definitely hating. She actually said in her confessional, like, wow, it's a great turnout. I'm actually surprised by the number of people who are here. Okay, that's totally being a hater, being jealous. And then she tried to find things to pick at. She felt like Melody was more open with strangers. Let me keep it a buck with you and say, sometimes, yes, my guard is even up with people that I know personally. I a lot of times feel more comfortable with people whom I do not know in the physical sense, but they are my virtual friends. I have friends that I've met here on YouTube, and we have created our own chat groups on Instagram. We check in on each other. We call each other on Instagram, making sure that everyone's good. And it's gotten to the point where we do open up to each other about what we face, you know, and we say, well, what are you going to do after we get off the phone? And, you know, have fun, be safe. And it's just a very judgment-free zone. Shout out to Planet Fitness, okay? And I believe that every single human being deserves that. You deserve a space where you can talk, you can vent, and nobody judges you. Nobody interrupts you. Nobody tells you that you're being extra, or, you know, somebody else out there has it harder, you know. And sometimes those relationships are with people that you may not have known all of your life or half of your life, or you don't know them through church or through family relation. So yeah, it makes total sense to Ebony that Melody will be so forthcoming with the audience of women, because they are there to pour into her just like she pours into them. And when Melody wanted to chop it up with Kimmy at the event, she pulled her to the side, and all Kimmy wanted to bring up was a text message that she sent her about the comeback group. That really was not the time to just kind of pivot to something that's not the most pleasurable to discuss. And, you know, Melody said, yeah, like I delete those texts. I wasn't trying to talk about the comeback group, you know, and I don't think she wanted to hear it then, Kimmy. But obviously you did not want to talk about the sweet moment that was Mimosas with Melody. But it's okay. The pettiness definitely continues. So we're going to move on to the season 1 reunion that was hosted by the lovely Egypt Sherrod. Now, we are going to see some pettiness, not just from Kimmy, but also from Tisha. And Melody is going to handle it like a pro. Before we get into this soundbite, though, I do ask again that you please hit the like button on this video. It is a free way of supporting the channel, and it would mean so much to me. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and play this soundbite and then come back with my commentary.
Mimosas with Melody, right? And this was something that trended during that episode. A lot of fans, they wanted to know, well, okay, it seems like you're schooling or coaching other women on how to deal with their relationships when we got to see that you were struggling through your own. Tisha, can you address, what do you think of Mimosas with Melody?
I've never been to Mimosa with Melody.
And why is that?
I was never invited to one.
It's not an invitation sent out to people. We advertise it pretty well on social media, which I think all of us are in tune with each other's social media accounts. And you just go online to eBite and register.
Were you looking for just a part, like a phone call? Hey, girl, I'm having an event.
What if she wanted me there? She would have invited me there, but then I didn't get an invitation. I figured she didn't want me there, so.
But Kimmy, you showed up. Did you get a phone call, or did you show up because you saw it on social media?
I saw it on social media. I didn't get a personal invitation. But it was an effort on my part in regards to Melody telling me that I didn't support her stuff.
And what did you think of the event?
It was tough for me because I'm not that open of a person to just share what's going on in my world with people that I don't know. And I can understand some of the fans' aspect in trying to help someone when you aren't finished helping your own situation right now. But I thought it was a nice event.
To be honest, it's not me giving people a solution. It's not me saying this is what you should do and this is how you should handle things, right, in your relationship or in your marriage. It's really a safe space to talk about those things that we're taught not to talk about.
But now there was a comment made, and I just have to get this back to you, Kimmy, real quick. So there was a comment made afterward where you said that you felt she opened up more to those folks than she ever opened up to you two, and you were her friends.
Absolutely. And that's
why do you think that is?
To be perfectly honest, our relationship has gone through some things trying to get back on track. Melody and I personally were never that close. So I wasn't speaking in regards to me personally because I didn't expect a whole pouring of her heart to me. However, her and Tisha have always been much closer.
Melody and I, we did talk a lot about the first go round with dealing with how she felt. And, you know, we had several conversations. Our daughter was at the same dance studio. And while they was in dance, we used to just sit outside in the car and just talk about the whole process. very hurt, but she also put on that strong face, like, "But girl, you."
But a lot of times that's what happens. Women are going through so much, and they're trying to hold it together that they feel if they crack a little bit, they're going to fall apart.
Like Tisha said, she and I, because we hung kind of closely because we have small kids, so she was very privy to what was going on. Okay. Kimmy and I, on the other hand, we didn't talk as much. We hung, but we didn't hang like that because we don't have small kids. She didn't have small kids, all of that. I will say that at Mimosas with Melody, there wasn't anything that was asked that was so deep that I have not shared with them. They were basic questions, and it wasn't a thing of, oh, Mel's opening up to all these strangers. They were very basic questions. You know what I mean?
Okay, so very well said. So we saw, where Tisha was expecting, a personal invitation, and it was an event that was open to the public. So, Melody stood by the fact that she advertises well on social media. I feel like she is just excellent at marketing and advertising her events and her products. So I'm pretty sure that Tisha was aware of the event. So she's just trying to find something to say, oh, Melody's not perfect. She didn't do this. She didn't personally invite me. But then her opinion was definitely watered down once obviously Kimmy attended, and Kimmy just saw the event on social media. And now I have to agree, with Melody, like when you're in a safe space, you will open up and talk. So I'm glad that Egypt brought up, Kimmy's snarky comment, but I'm glad that Melody was able to say, it was a safe space. And the whole point was to get people to open up about things that we have been trained to talk about, to not talk about, and to hold within. I think definitely, especially in the Black community, we are taught to keep secrets, oh, that's family business. That's even like church business. If you've ever gone to like your church business meeting, you have to show your member ID. They even do like the roll call in the beginning. They clear the house if you're not a member. It is definitely keeping it secretive. Even, Greek organizations, a lot of the things that they do are secret. So our community, we are trained to be secretive, and it's definitely heavy on things that are traumatic, things that are not so pleasant, not so comfortable, not so glamorous. We are taught to keep hidden and to not express it. And all it does is eat away at the person who is suffering through it and suffering in silence. So Mimosas with Melody is definitely a significant event, and shame on Kimmy for trying to rain on that parade. Now, also, I found this clip from Melody. It looks like she was interviewing, or it was part of a confessional from a previous season of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And she was talking about the wonderful feedback that people give her concerning Mimosas with Melody.
It's a women's empowerment brunch, and I usually do about 2 a year. And I always have licensed massage therapists at my event. And so while the panelists are speaking, while I'm interviewing certain guests, they are getting neck, shoulder massages. They're able to go to the massage chairs during intermission and things like that. And I literally have ladies who come up to me afterwards and say, oh my gosh, this was my first time ever being massaged at all. This was amazing. I got her number so I can book her myself. And so it's also opening up the door for, again, being our sister's keeper and showing them, right? Showing them another side of life and another side of therapy, so to speak, because that's part of self-care. And, I think for sure, having that more present in our African-American communities, definitely will just help with a lot that we are suffering from and that we're trying to overcome.
Okay, so she described, how it is a brunch. She does a couple of those a year, and she even allows the women to get massages. And some of them say that that was the first time that they've ever gotten a massage. So I think that that is great, where, a person gets to feel special. They get to treat themselves to a classy event, and they get an encouraging word by someone who seems like a very relatable person. I like to say that not all ministers wear robes. And what that means to me is a lot of people who encourage me to be spiritual and be hopeful and encourage others, they are people who are not wearing robes and they're not giving encouraging words from a pulpit in a sanctuary, but they're on their social media. They are sending me an encouraging text message, and they're just not about, the pompous and circumstance. So I love that. And that is one of the things that I adore about Melody Cherie. So definitely continue to support her. You may be attending her Mimosas with Melody on March 30th in Atlanta. It will help to benefit Hill Harper, who is actually running for senator here in Michigan. He is the former roommate of Barack Obama, and he is an actor as well. So I am super duper excited to hear about this event. And I was just like, you know what? Let's just take a stroll down memory lane when we were first introduced to Mimosas with Melody. I hope that you all enjoyed watching this video. Again, I enjoyed putting it together, producing it, if you will. Please hit the like button on this video and please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit if you have not already done so. I hope that you all had a great weekend. I actually went to a roller rink. I hadn't put on skates in a while. And I just definitely need to take skating lessons if that's going to be a thing that I'm going to do. Okay. And it's going to be a great Monday. It will not be a manic Monday. It will be a magnificent Monday. I will talk with you all soon and take good care. Bye.